SHADOW ASCENT. I'm signing in. And it's been a really challenging time, to be honest with you, this last month. I felt like, you ever have those times in life where you feel like you're building momentum and then just something sets you back? Like things are going well, and then something hits. Reality sets in. In the last month, I've gotten sick 3 times. Twice it's been strep throat. One of those strep throat cases was terrible. And the other sickness was a cold, just a chest cold. I didn't end up missing any days of work for that, but it still kept me kind of resting over a weekend. And yeah, I just haven't been able to get healthy. It's like one week I'm sick, the next week I'm healthy, and then the next week I'm sick, and it's like just an ongoing recurring pattern. But at this point, obviously, I'm trying to actually make a change, like clean up, get a new water bottle, get a new toothbrush, sanitize everything in the house. But I think sometimes it can be like, okay, I'm getting better, and then I just assume, all right, I'm good to go. Let me get right back to everything I was doing before. But sometimes you have to let your body recover. And that requires an ample amount of rest. Sleep is essential. But it's not just that. Like, yeah, that'll frustrate you. That'll exhaust you when you get sick like a few times in a month, especially sicknesses that keep you out. I mean, I missed 7 days of work from all this stuff. But the challenging thing was, financially speaking, like how it kind of, on all these medical bills and the time off work too, it's put me in a really bad spot financially, man. And kind of the reality of this world. It's a beautiful world, but it's also challenging to make a living. And yeah, not fun, medical bills. And the reality of trying to apply for financial assistance as a result of them. Nonetheless, like, outside of those moments where I'm so sick that I'm like, I literally don't even want to be alive right now. And I don't mean that literally, okay? But I think you guys know what I mean. You're so weak, you're so in pain that you're a little kid again, just who needs his mom to be there to support, right? Who needs someone to help. And so outside of those moments, like the times where I have been healthy, I feel like I've been on the right track. I've been building good habits and momentum. But, the finances, the stress of that, I've had so much anxiety in the mornings and at night. Like that's why I said why it's been so hard for me to sleep. And I'm having a little trouble within my relationship as well. Like kind of private matters. I don't want to get too deep into that out of respect, but just challenges, right? The first time in my 2.5-year relationship where there have been like genuine like cracks that we've been trying to resolve, and all this kind of happens and floods in at a very specific time. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like last year, especially in like the late summer, early fall, honestly all the way up until like the beginning of 2026, I was really struggling with my old habits of going to porn for comfort and for excuse my car there, for comfort and as a coping mechanism. I would just always go to that, and it would naturally hurt a lot as far as intimacy, as far as my desire for intimacy. And I kind of just brushed it off to the side, played it off as if, it's not a big deal. Not necessarily that I didn't think it was a big deal, I just didn't confront it enough. And it took me too long until I kind of hit a point where we were having conversations and got to a point where I felt like I have no choice but to start working on this, unless I'm just gonna quit. I'm just gonna leave, but I'm not the type of person to do that. And so I've been going through a lot of challenges, and I'm grateful that this time my strep throat only really kept me out for, I missed 3 days of work as a result, but I was only really like sick for 2 days. I'm glad that I'm having a speedy recovery, but ultimately, like, within trying to get healthy, that's the first priority. I view this as an opportunity, and challenges in life are that in many ways. You know, it's easy when life is piling up on you to victimize yourself. Like, why is this all happening to me? Why am I having to deal with all this stuff? Like, why am I going through this? Why do I deserve this? And I don't know, man. Like, to answer that question, I don't know. Do I know exactly what's all going to come from this and how everything's going to work out? No, but I know I'm going to figure it out one way, shape, or form. I'm resilient, and this is how you build that resilience and that character. Right? This is like one of the most challenging periods of my life. And I mentioned all those things that as to why. It's also like growing up. I've moved twice in the last couple of years, experienced a lot of change, and just the sort of discomfort that comes with that. And now trying to kind of figure out what I'm doing with my career, where I'm going, those stepping stones, like who I'm going to be as a person now that I'm 26. Like, I'm not old, but I'm not 18, 19, I'm not 21 anymore. Like, I'm in my getting up to the late 20s now, bro, and I really want to make the most of this time. I think another problem I have, which everyone can relate, and it's just comparing myself too much to other people and what people have. And that comes with social media, man, to be honest. Like, that's a big problem about social media. And look, it's obvious people post the best versions of themselves. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm still a little sick. But obviously people post the best versions of themselves on there. It is what it is. I'm not going to act like I don't. But yeah, just don't be fooled. And also respect that this is your path. And that's what I try to remind myself, is like, no one around here has lived the life I've lived, is in the shoes that I'm in, and vice versa. I'm not in these people's shoes. I don't know who they are or why they are the way they are, because I haven't lived every second of their life like they have. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, like, gratitude is huge. And trying to really find ways to appreciate the small stuff is key. And how you do that, I think, is by detoxing from the overflow and access that we have to dopamine nowadays. And we're constantly seeking something more. Like, there's something we're chasing. There's some type of high everyone is chasing. But when you kind of take a step outside of that, I feel like over time it kind of lowers your need for that satisfaction. And you can kind of find it in other ways. Right? Like, when I take breaks from watching porn and am serious about that, like, I notice that there's other things that I really enjoy. Like just a little quick run that I go for at night, or, you know, at sunset, that other times I'd be like, oh man, I'm resenting the fact that I have to do this, or that I want to do this. But just an example, yeah, I mean, I think that when it comes to this type of mountain that I'm climbing, of trying to really get over this addiction that I've had, and this kind of cycle, you go through times that are good, that you feel like there's a period where things are going well. But for me, every time I've gotten to that point, I've gotten complacent, and I've not wanted to continue going up the mountain. I've kind of just made my way back. I've gotten comfortable. Oh, I'm good. I can, you know, I deserve this, right? It's like having a beer on a Saturday night for some people. But I haven't been doing it much recently. And I cannot get complacent with that. I'm not sitting here and saying I've been doing well in general, like, oh, I deserve. Nah, bro, I got to keep going. I have to keep going up this mountain. I have to keep climbing. I have to be resilient. And I think that mantra goes for everywhere in my life. Like, the grass isn't immediately greener. Like, I don't believe that it's always just that light at the end of the tunnel is necessarily visible when you go through obstacles in life. It's not immediately visible all the time, but sometimes you really just gotta keep moving forward. And something I've always said, every time I sit and journal at the end of a prompt, a piece that I write, I always say, "Onward we wander." It's just kind of something I've kept with myself, a little slogan, because you don't know what life will throw at you. Like, every time I'm at a certain point in my life, I think, damn, 3 years ago, I could have never fathomed being here where I am today. For better or worse, right? Nah, for better, for sure. But, yeah, I mean, you never know what life's going to throw at you. Obstacles, relationships, crisis, health, money, opportunity. And so I think just being patient and not losing sight of gratitude and what really matters to you. You don't have to be the person with the most money, the most expensive clothes. And it's hard. Like, life is not easy. Finding oneself is not easy. Finding the definition of what that even means is not easy. And to expect that to all kind of be aligned at a young age of like 25, it's not like that for everyone. Some people might understand who they are and what they want at the age of 18, but some people it takes a long time. And yeah, I think just taking life day by day is beneficial. Trying to do things that bring you a sense of energy. And for me, I would say being around people, like doing something productive with people, like going on a workout, on a hike with people, that's always something that just makes my day. Sitting down and journaling, writing, or reading, those are things that always bring me to a level of peace, ease, and feeling grounded that I need. But when I'm doom scrolling constantly, or just coming home and sitting on the couch after a long day of work, as much as it's kind of valid sometimes because I worked hard, but that doesn't always help. And a lot of times that can kind of feed anxiety, stress, depression, or a sense of almost worthlessness. I mean, like when I was sick, man, and I don't know why, but I beat myself up so much. I feel worthless. I feel useless. I feel just awful. And not just physically, but mentally, because I'm so weak in those periods of time. And especially having that 3 times in, 4 or 5 weeks, like, it's exhausting. What do you even do at that point? Like, but yeah, I mean, overall, like, these challenges are important, and they are meant to kind of mold you in many ways. You just have to see the reason to keep pushing, keep pursuing. I mean, like, it's cliche, but I say it on this channel before. I've said it on this channel before, like, you really would not be able to grow if you were just in comfort, in a place of, everything was aligned, everything was going well, you knew who you were, you knew what you wanted. You stagnate in that case because you're not going after anything. You're not forced to kind of learn and be in a position to feel uncomfortable, to challenge yourself, unfamiliarity. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And yeah, I feel like I can wrap this video up at this point, but I hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, I mean, I guess I'll end this out as I end out my writing prompts. So onward we wander.